And welcome back, my fellow lost souls, to Let's Play Silent Hill 3. We've made it to the titular town, finally, and we've been tasked with finding a man named Leonard. Fortunately, we have been given some direction here, his home address, and also that he may be staying at Brookhaven Hospital. Heather has decided to take the hospital, or maybe Douglas decided to take the house, and through, just because it's the only thing left over, Heather gets the hospital. Whatever the case, we're in Brookhaven, and, it's, I don't know, I guess it's kind of a nostalgia level, even though we were just in it in the previous game, so this is probably the most blatant moment of recycling assets in the game. Now, we've got nurses here. Sorry if you hear my phone ringing. I'm not sure who's trying to call me, probably spammer. Whoop. But these nurses, the best way to deal with them is using the shotgun. But obviously we do not have much ammo here. So, for our purposes, the best way to deal with them is to use the katana, which does more than enough damage, and we just want to make 3 attacks and then just do a block to stop taking any more damage. Not sure who the heck was trying to call me there. Hopefully they left a message. Now, heading into deeper into Brookhaven Hospital. There's a room we can go into here. There isn't really anything we can do on the first floor at the moment, but looks like there's some kind of journal, and what's this doll? There must have been kids here too, then. I played with dolls like this when I was a child, too. It really takes me back. That's nice to know. Now let's take a look at the journal here. This day has finally come. That's right. The day when you and I will meet. I was always thinking of you here in this gloomy cell. I never even knew your name or face until today. But now I know. I know you're the one I've been waiting for. And haven't you been waiting for me too? That's why you came to rescue me. Oh, how I love you, Heather. I want to give you my prized doll I made to commemorate our meeting, the start of this everlasting love. I can already see your smiling face. Stanley Coleman. Ugh, creepy. Disgusting. I won't touch that with a 10-foot pole. So yes, as soon as Heather reads the journal, she gets a different comment on that doll there, and is understandably a little creeped out by the sentiment behind it. Wait a sec. What the? Where'd it go? Just me, does it look like there's like a little piece of fabric from the doll on the table? Oh, that was even more concerning. But that is the start of a little sort of kind of mini quest in the hospital, reading Stanley's diaries. Though that first one actually triggers the rest of them to spawn throughout the hospital. If you do not read that diary at all, you can get through the whole game without even realizing that Stanley Coleman is here. Now, there is a little bit more we can explore on the first floor of the hospital, but it is not, or we actually cannot do anything until we get some items from the second floor. So we're going to head this way first. Now, in a lot of cases, I'm going to do my best to avoid nurses, because it is rather difficult to fight them without the shotgun, particularly when there's multiples of them and a particular variety is in the mix, which we'll be seeing in the very near future. Hey, looks like Stanley's diary again. You may not yet have realized your own true feelings, but you sense them unconsciously. And so you're trying to get closer to me. That's a virtue, the path to paradise. If the door is locked, open it. Use the password for the prison gates. Doctor, I've forgotten his name. Anyway, that quack has it posted. He should be here too. I mean, 4 numbers would have been good enough, but he kept on going. Isn't it a shame? I'm not there. Aren't you irritated? I long for you. You're so cruel. Still, I want you, Heather. Stanley Coleman. So, the 4 numbers would be enough is a reference to that document over there. The door leading into the second floor patient ward has a password, and we need to puzzle it out from that document over there with the next major puzzle affected by the hard riddle difficulty. And this is another pretty notorious one for several reasons, not the least of which because, like the Shakespeare puzzle, it's a bit vague. It's a fashion magazine. I'm not interested right now. Keep a note of that magazine, though. Now, heading into here, let me see. We got nail polish remover, a key item, and perfume. I'm not actually too sure what this does. I've read that it draws enemies to your presence independent of the light, and it increases the chance that enemies will respawn. But in as much as I've played this game, it seems that enemies have completely fixed spawns. They don't respawn like they do in Silent Hill 2. You just see greater quantities of them on the hard difficulty. So I'm not actually sure if the perfume actually does anything. Whatever the case, we may as well pick it up, just pad out our item count. Lots of locked and broken doors, as you're probably used to at this point. But the nail polish remover is the main thing we needed to get, for reasons that'll become clear later. So I already know the door code, because as I've said, all of the puzzle solutions are fixed on hard riddle difficulty, but let's just see how we're supposed to figure it out. There's a typewritten memo posted here. What's this supposed to mean? Pure eyes, blue like a glassy bead. You are always looking at me, and I am always looking at you. You're too meek, beautiful, unspoiled. Thus I'm so sad, I suffer, and so happy, it hurts. I want to hurt you and destroy myself. What would you think if you knew how I felt? Would you simply smile, not saying a word? Even curses from your mouth would be as beautiful as pearls. I placed my left hand on your face as though we were to kiss. Then I suddenly shoved my thumb deep into your eye socket, abruptly, decisively, like drilling a hole. And what would it feel like? Like jelly? Trembling with ecstasy, I obscenely mix it around and around. I must taste the warmth of your blood. How would you scream? Would you shriek, it hurts, as cinnabar red tears stream from your crushed eye? You can't know the maddening hunger I felt in the midst of our kisses. So many of them I've lost count. As though drinking in your cries, I bring my hopes to fruition, biting your tongue and shredding it, biting at your lips as if tasting your lipstick. Oh, what euphoric heights I would have reached, my desires fulfilled like a greedy, gluttonous cur. I long, too, for your cherry-tinted cheeks, tasty enough to bewitch my tongue. I would surely be healed and would cry like a child. And how is your tender ear? It brushes against my cheek. I want it to creep up to my lips so I can sink my teeth into its flesh. Your left ear, always hearing words whispered as sweet as pie. I wanted to hear my feelings. I never lied, no, but I did have my secrets. But what must you think of me? Do you hate me? Are you afraid? As though inviting you to the agony at the play's end. If you wish, you could destroy me. I wouldn't care. As you wish, you may destroy me. I wouldn't care. I love this puzzle. This is so messed up. But we have a 9-digit keypad here, and we've got a poem about horrifically mutilating someone's face. So we have to figure out how the actions that the narrator mentions there correlate to this keypad, relating his cannibalistic actions and his mutilatory actions to the face of a keypad. So let's see. Let's go through this. So he wants to hurt her. Would you smile, not saying a word? Okay, so first, he places his left hand on her face. So, what we've got here is, so let's think about this. So it would be on the left side of the keypad, and he shoves his thumb into the eye socket. So we've got something on the left, and probably towards the center, I would assume. Well, let's keep going. What would it feel like? Like jelly? I obscenely mixed it around. I must taste the warmth of your blood. So let's see. And we got tears streaming down from the crushed eye, so something going down the cheek. Let's see. It bites her tongue, so towards the bottom. It's euphoric heights. And then he starts biting her ear also. Sorry for the sirens. Okay, so let's go to the keypad now. So we want to start with the eye, but note that a lot of the actions that he is doing are sort of cannibalistic in nature. So we can probably assume that maybe the eye is somewhere around here, and then the tears are streaming down the cheek. So let's put in 4. Then he starts biting her tongue and her lips. So let's put in 8, 9, 6. And then we can kind of roughly correlate the ear to somewhere around here. Yeah, I already said the final code, so let's put in 6. And there we go. I just like that puzzle just because of how messed up. It's a really morbid way to correlate to a keypad, and you just have to read it over and over again until you can piece out what the exact order of the actions are. Now we need to be very careful going into this next hallway, because there are going to be 2 enemies in here. The first one is just another nurse with a steel pipe. We're just going to juke past her. Next one, this is a revolver nurse. Oh, I should have blocked there. Whoop. Uh-oh, we're getting surrounded. So let me start healing up. Let's see. We got plenty of healing items here. So let's, just top ourselves off here. Wait for that. And... Okay, I got them both lined up here. Okay, that didn't go super well. But this nurse right here, the reason I ran up to her and started whacking her is because she has a revolver. Yes, we've got enemies with guns in Silent Hill 3. The revolver nurse, they will blast you with the revolver from a distance if you give them the opportunity, and they will shred like half your health bar with a single shot. So you absolutely want to be wary of any area where they appear, and you always want to rush up and take them out before anything. If you get close, instead of shooting you, they will simply attempt to pistol whip you. Much easier to deal with. I really should have blocked, but it's been a while since I've fought these things in melee. I've been doing a lot of New Game Plus playthroughs, so I've just been blasting them with a shotgun to deal with them. Now, this room right here, there are 3 nurses plus a first aid kit inside it. But it is really, really difficult to get through that without taking any damage, so I'd rather not just waste the time. It's just a healing item. You can presume it's, or actually, I'm a little bit ahead of myself here, but it's not a huge deal. There was another thing I should have checked out to give us the bit of a clue to the puzzle here, but okay, so 9... Looks like around 9:14 on that clock. However, this is actually a puzzle that is slightly modified on hard mode, not too difficult. So you can probably figure, okay, we've got an alarm clock, and the time on there probably correlates to what the code is. So let's just put that in, and we put in, it looked like it was, what, 9:14? But that doesn't do anything. Well, in hard mode, the puzzle instead gets converted to military time. So if you're familiar with military time and you live in anywhere that isn't the US, you probably know that intuitively. But, I am, so let me see. We should need to make it 2014 instead. Oh, whoops. Doesn't look like that went off right. Let me just take a look at the... Okay, yeah, my numbers were a little bit off. 21. Apologies, I'm going a little bit too fast here. Yeah, we know. The attached case is locked, so put 21, there we go. And we get an instant camera. What can we possibly need an instant camera for? Well, you'll see. But it's also something of a recycled puzzle solution, if I'm going to be completely honest. This is, as much as I love this game, they did get a little lazy with the Brookhaven Hospital area. Not only is it just recycled wholesale from the previous game, but a lot of the puzzles involved can be pretty similar, too. There's a medical record here. Could this be for this dead guy? Background, unknown. Name and age, unknown. Not admitted patient, found in poor mental state on hospital grounds and temporarily installed in room M4. Chief's discretion. Died late tonight from blood loss due to severed carotid artery. Was grasping at his own kitchen knife in right hand. Assumed this was cause of neck wound. Possible suicide, but wound angle suspicious. Sent to second floor treatment room for thorough investigation. Have received no proof or corroboration of the event from patient residing in same room. Have not notified police. However, for future necessity, leave victim bed and effects intact. Room M4. So that was the room that we were just in. Let's take a look at this guy right here. Oh, he's got a tattoo. The start time is my key. So that's to let you know that the alarm clock correlates to the lock on the case, but that's pretty obvious, so it's a bit of an unnecessary middle step in the puzzle solution. But now that we have the nail polish, also I need to turn the light off and just start running, the nurse by the locker room there has a revolver, so we just want to immediately go past her. But as I was saying, now that we have the nail polish, we can get a key item on the first floor that will allow us to progress further into the hospital. You may have noticed that compared to Silent Hill 2, the elevators are functional in this time in Brookhaven, but if you attempt to go through the stairwell, you will quickly find that the door is locked. We need the nail polish in order to get the key. Now, be very careful going into this hallway, because there are 3 nurses roaming the hall. Got a little careless there. Whoop. Ah, man. If you get whacked in the back like that, it can knock you over. We're just going to run past this nurse. Hopefully she won't get a bead on us, and she didn't. Kind of botched my movement there. Hey, Stanley again. The organization has me shut up in here. They mean to break my will, to make me forget about all that. But I'll stay sane even if they throw me in here with the lunatics. How about if I stick this to the wall? That would be worthless. You can peel it off, can't you? That junk these nasty wenches won't stop using. If a thing has no meaning, there's no reason for it to exist at all, just as you exist for me. But why haven't you taken my doll with you? Ah, my gift must have embarrassed you. How cute you are, Heather. Stanley Coleman. Eek. Yeah, this just get a little bit more creepy and creepy with each one we read. But as he said, we can get this stuff off with the nail polish remover. And we get a stairwell key here. So that's why we came here after the 2nd floor. No reason to come here when we don't have the means to get that key. Alright, so as long as we rush, we should be able to get past the revolver nurse without her getting a bead on us with the gun, and we did. Another nurse appears in here, but there's no reason for us to fight her, so let's just immediately go into the stairwell. Now we're actually going to get into an area that is heavily modified for its appearance in Silent Hill 3. They pretty much made something completely new here. And I'm actually going to go into the options, and I'm going to turn on a function that I'm otherwise not going to use because it kind of breaks the balance of the game. But in this specific case, if I don't use this, we're never going to be able to make effective use of what we're about to get. So I'm going to turn on bullet adjust to ×5. Alright, heading down this way. Huh. Submachine gun bullets, eh? And what's this over here? It's a wheelchair. Where's the person that was using it? Well, let's follow this trail here, and... oh, goodness. The wall is scarred with bullet marks. What the hell could they have been shooting at? The blood trail continues into the elevator. Part of me wants to peek in, but then it's a little creepy, too. I like how you can see the handprint just so faintly there. But, looks like this is the gun that they were using. An unloaded submachine gun. Now, the reason I turned on bullet adjust is because submachine gun bullets only come in clips of 32, and there are only 3 submachine gun bullet pickups in the game, giving us a total of 96 bullets. And to be completely honest with you, a single clip will usually take out a single enemy. So as you can imagine, you do not get much opportunity to use this gun at all. If I want to use it at all, bullet adjust is necessary. And there are a couple of interesting things we can do with it that I'd like to show off in a more organic playthrough. So though I don't normally use these kind of functions, because I feel like it runs counter to the intended way to play the game, I would not be able to use the submachine gun at all if I didn't do this, so that's what we're going to do. Fortunately, we get the next 2 bits of ammo very, very shortly after we pick up this gun, so I can just turn off bullet adjust right after that and go back to our standard Silent Hill 3 experience. Now, this wheelchair right here is another sort of slanted reference to Session 9. There's a very similar visual of a wheelchair upturned with its wheels spinning in that movie. It also might be a slight reference to Jacob's Ladder, where there's a similar scene and sound involving the destroyed bike of Jacob's dead son Gabe, but that's neither here nor there. Heading into this room, we're actually going to have what we needed the instant camera for. So we've got this streak of blood, as if something got dragged, are continuing onto the back of the shelf. No, it's more like they start from the back of the shelf. Strange. I wonder if there's anything behind there. Well, fortunately, we can just use this Polaroid camera. Just reach back there, take a quick photo. Well, honestly, I feel like Heather should be able to see what's back there, based on just how she was able to squeeze behind there, but whatever. 2983. Another slightly recycled puzzle here. This is just difficult because the bit of messy writing can make it a little hard to tell what that number exactly is, but We'll commit that to memory. It was 2983. I'll just check it again when we get to the keypad we need to use that on, just so I don't embarrass myself. So let's head up to the roof now. We do not need a roof access key in order to get onto the roof in this game. Heading up this way. Oop, keep blunking into the walls. Hey, Stanley's diary again. I also like the rooftop. It makes me want to fly. You too? Stanley Coleman. Looks like Stanley has his own little bits of self-loathing he needs to work out. Heading onto the rooftop, we want to very quickly move forward. There are 3 closers wandering around here, and you do not want to give them a chance to surround you. Probably the most dangerous area in the game where you can potentially encounter them. Once again, Stanley's diary is gone. But those 2 submachine gun clips that we picked up, those are the last bits of ammo we will get for it in the game. So let's turn off bullet adjust at this point. Don't want to cheese the rest of the game. Now I have enough submachine gun ammo to use it in the situations that I'd like to, and I'm only going to specifically use it in those situations. Let me see. There is a small Silent Hill 2 reference you can get on the roof. If you manage to get to the gate where James was knocked through by Pyramid Head, you can get a little bit of dialogue from Heather saying that the gate looks sturdy and that it won't break. But it's pretty difficult to do that on a standard new game with those closers walking around, and it's way too resource intensive to want to bother taking them out. Onto the 3rd floor, and this is the last floor we really need to do anything on. So let's just wander around here. This storage room has a couple of items for us to collect, plus a save point if you'd like to create a save and give yourself a bit of a safety net. Hey, some healing items here. Very nice. Anything in this locker? Nothing but cleaning supplies in this locker. So, nothing for us there. Another stun gun battery. The last one we'll get for a while, though there are some more left in the game. Let's head over this way. Looks like we've got some containment cells here. Hey, looks like there's a little memo here. There's a memo on the wall. Punishment for brutality towards patient, 12 hours confinement in the special treatment room. Dismissal policy no longer in effect. Contact the chief if you have any questions. There's something handwritten at the top of the typewritten sentence. The trick is not to leave any marks. And one other thing. This looks like it was written by a different person. The chief is a pervert! Christy would have been better off if she had been fired. So there's a bit of overlapping memo shenanigans going on here. It's entirely possible that the woman who was the subject of that mutilation poem was in fact Christy, and that was written by the chief director. Stanley himself says that a quack doctor wrote it. Also, it seems like the Brookhaven staff was rather abusive to their charges, which does not seem surprising based on what we've seen in it. Let's head into this one. Strangely, it's locked, or it's unlockable from this side, and we've got a nurse in here. Not too threatening. Probably Christy. We're just gonna put her out of her misery real quick. Give her a few quick katana slashes. Interestingly, she has a lot less health than a nurse typically does, but there's one other special confinement cell we can go into here. This one at the end. And, hey, it's Stanley again. Flowing freely, your ebony hair, like the night sky, scattering fragrance. My heart clamoring in my chest, like a storm, you trifle with it. Your pristine glance, like a feast when you smile. My thoughts disturbed, my breath, like opium, it drives me mad. Eric, a great poet who conveys my feelings so well. I shouldn't have let this place get to me, but you never have gone I shouldn't have let this place get to me, should have never have gone crazy, but it's superbly enjoyable to drown in my love for you. But why won't you accept proof of my love? Don't stand on ceremony now. After all, you and I exist as one. What I give to you is the same as what I give to me. Stanley Coleman. Yeah, he's starting to crack as he writes these diary entries. And, once again, if you go right back in, it's gone. Creepy. But we're closing in at the end of the normal version of Brookhaven Hospital. Yeah, spoiler, there's going to be a nightmare version, like you weren't expecting that at this point in the series. Alright, so enough time has passed since we got that code. I'd better just refresh myself. I think it was 2983. But let's just take a look to make sure. And yes, 2983. Hopefully I'm not misreading the puzzle like I did in Silent Hill 2. So let's just punch this in real quick. 2983. And there we go. I got it right on the first try. Go me. Now, heading into the third floor ward, this, if you remember, is where we left Maria in the second game. There are only 3 rooms that we can check out here. The first one is S1, right at the entrance. Get a health drink here, but there also seems to be a magazine. It's a magazine, just some kind of gossip magazine. Teaching Despair, Hope House. Hope House is an orphanage on the outskirts of Silent Hill, but behind its false image is a place where children are kidnapped and brainwashed. Hope House is managed by Silent Hill Smile Support Society, a charity organization sometimes called 4S. It's true that 4S is a well-respected charity that takes in poor children without homes and raises them with hope. But at its heart, it is a heathen organization that teaches its own warped dogma in lieu of good religious values. Mr. Smith, temp, who lives near Hope House, had this to say: "Sometimes at night I can hear their weird prayers and the sounds of children crying. I went there to complain one time, but they ran me right out. Since then, it hasn't changed a bit." In fact, this reporter was refused admission when he attempted to take photographs in the facility. What exactly do the folks at Hope House have to hide? During my investigations, I was able to discover, however, a suspicious-looking round concrete tower which appears to be part of their facilities. Unfortunately, no one was willing to tell us what the tower was used for, but it seems unlikely that it has anything to do with the business of raising orphans. It may in fact be a prison, or a secret place of worship. The cult religion that operates Hope House is known by the locals as simply the Order. It's a religion that is deeply interwoven with Silent Hill's history, but its worshippers' fervent belief that they are among the elite chosen people has a dark and dangerous side. I intend to continue my investigation of Hope House and the cult behind it. I've always believed that telling the whole truth and showing the children the true path is our most important duty. Joseph Schrieber. Hope House. I feel like I've heard that name before. Now, much like the Walter Sullivan article in Silent Hill 2, this article is instrumental in the formation of the plot in Silent Hill 4. In fact, pay attention to that line about the stone tower, because that ends up becoming a very, very important location in Silent Hill 4. We'll definitely be seeing that article again when we actually get to Silent Hill 4, but it will be interesting to note that there was a slight retcon with it when it actually reappears in that game. Now, S7 does not have anything important, but it does have... Hey, the doll's broken. The doll's all torn apart. It's really pretty sad to look at. I wonder who did it anyway. This is the final diary from Stanley Coleman. Goodbye, Heather. I'm sorry I wasn't able to respond to your love. It's all over. Leonard despises me because I made fun of it, saying it would come to this. If it weren't for his meddling, I would have been able to meet you in just a little while. Then I could have taken you to my world. A world for us alone, more beautiful than this one. And I had been waiting for this day, for today. The day I'd see you, the day you'd save me. Today. Heather, watch out for him. Leonard is no ordinary guy. Farewell. I loved you. Heather, my goddess. Heather, my lover. Heather, my... And it looks like Stanley is gone. So, well, at least that's one last creep we have to deal with. He's making me a little uncertain about Leonard, though. Now, there's one more room to go into, and that will be S12, so we just want to head straight for S12. Inside S12, I hear the phone ringing. I cannot linger.
Hello?
Claudia.
No, I'm not...
Don't lie to me, Claudia. You're always trying to run from your responsibilities. Have you come to apologize? Or maybe you still don't realize how foolish you've been. The salvation of all mankind. What a ridiculous dream.
Wait, just listen to me for a second.
I've heard enough from you already. How did you turn out this way? Where did I go wrong?
Listen to me already. I'm not Claudia.
You're not Claudia.
My name is Heather.
Heather.
Who are you?
Leonard Wolf. I'm sorry. I thought you were my daughter.
Claudia is your daughter?
Oh, so you know her, do you? Are you one of her followers?
No, never. When I find her,
I can feel the hatred.
What?
Behind your words. The anger. You plan to kill her, don't you?
I'm sorry, but She killed my father.
She's a fool. But she's still my daughter. I was going to forgive her if she changed her ways. But I see it's too late. Heather, will you help me?
Help you?
I'm locked up in here, and I must stop Claudia.
Where are you now?
I'm not sure myself, but the door is at the end of the hall on the second floor. I think I can be of help to you. I have a seal. Please.
A seal? The end of the hall on the second floor.
So, we get the reveal of who Leonard actually is, the father of Claudia, and it looks like there's no love lost between the two. Leonard wants to help us in stopping Claudia, though whether or not he's okay with us killing her, I'm not 100% sure. Now, he said that there was a door at the end of the second floor hallway, which is kind of strange. If you went to the end of it, there'd be nothing there. But nothing lost for trying to check anyway. We'll take his directions. Once you encounter that nurse towards the, the end of the hall, 2 more will spawn in at the beginning of the hall, including a revolver nurse. We were able to get her past her no problem. Alright, but I think that's enough for this video. We're gonna call it here. So let's use that convenient storage room save point to save our progress, because in the next video, we're going to be heading into the alternate hospital, and I'm going to be honest, the alternate hospital is easily my least favorite level in the game. It is super obnoxious, and I hate having to go through it, but we will persevere, and I'll do my best to keep a positive attitude. It does at least have some good moments in it, so I'll be sure to highlight those, but definitely we're coming up at what is, my opinion, the weakest point of the game, and the one part that I really, really do not enjoy replaying whenever I get to it. We'll see why when we get to it. As always, I hope you enjoy watching, and I hope to see you in the next video. Until then, though, goodbye.